This was a great challenge, and I really enjoyed every second of it. I am a great fan of a number of poets in the English language. The metaphysical poet John Donne, the 19th century poet Gerard Manley Hopkins, and the Irish poet and Nobel Prize winner William Butler Yeats. I'm from Ireland, so that has an influence on me. And all of them tended to write in a way that combined a sense for the rhythm of language, but also the symbolism of the words. And the thing I really loved about this poem by Mícheál Úa Séaghdha is that it is so rich in symbolism. And I really wanted to try and do justice to it in the English language. I don't think it's possible when you translate a poem to translate a poem word for word. I think you really have to create almost a new poem. And I think in this case, an example of that would be in the title, which in Czech is Vláda dušiček, which is the government of all souls, possibly, because dušičky is All Souls Night. Well, I translated it as the Parliament of Souls, because I like the idea of parliament for this. I wasn't so much thinking of Václav Havel, though actually in a way that was there too, because parler in French means to talk. And so parliament is when people come to talk with each other. And when I say the Parliament of Souls, it means of all souls. And I felt that was a good way to translate it too. I have my little tricks. I think every translator has their tricks. It's a terrible cheat, but when I get a text in Czech, I just immediately copy it into Google Translate. And then when I have it from Google Translate, it's absolutely full of mistakes. It's a horror story. But then I can at least correct it the same way I would correct an essay by one of my students in school, because they make exactly the same mistakes. But because it's a poem, of course, it was more than that, and I had to obviously rewrite it in the end. But it was the first step anyway. Don't tell anyone. Yeah, it started when my little friend, Mr. Orlitsky, rang me and said that he had just done a clip for this project, and he had been a student of mine before, and I was very happy to work with him, because I believe that he is a very talented and creative young director, and I really admire the other works that he's done. People should maybe check those out. I think the funny thing about the poem is that if you look at it, first you'd sort of think, well, it's about visiting a graveyard, it's about dead people, and it might seem a sad and morbid kind of subject. But in fact, no, I think when you look at it, it's not about that at all. It's about 3 generations, as it happens, generations of women, coming together and uniting to create a sense of unity and a sense of purpose in life. And I think that this poem is very symbolic for the future of all of Europe, and I have to say for the whole world, because right now we're going through a period of really very depressing times in many ways. People seem to be falling apart and turning against each other on every level around the world. And I think that this is a poem which celebrates the Parliament of Souls. It's something we really need in our world today.